Buju Indinoi Maganadug. Hello, my relatives. I'm Dr. Arne Vainio, and I'm a family practice physician on the Fond du Lac Reservation in Cloquet, Minnesota. And there's a lot of stuff going around on the internet about drinking lots of water and flushing the COVID-19 virus into your stomach and killing it. And unfortunately, that doesn't work. And you need to really look at reputable sites and where you get your news. The CDC website is a good website. Johns Hopkins University has a tracker for COVID-19. The Minnesota Department of Health website is also very good. And hopefully, your state departments of health, wherever you are good sites for that. People wonder why antibiotics don't work on viruses and what's the difference. Antibiotics work on bacteria, and a bacteria is a complete living organism. So they're tiny, of course, but they can make new bacteria, and viruses can't do that. So antibiotics work in different ways. Some of them poke holes in the membrane of a bacteria, or they disrupt the machinery for making new bacteria, or they mess up how they make proteins inside themselves. And a virus is not a complete living organism. A virus needs to infect a host, and then the host cell, it tricks the host cell into making new virus particles, and that's why antibiotics don't work. Something that does work, something simple that works on the COVID-19 virus is soap and water. So there's hand washing videos and some really good ones. And the main thing is, on the outside of the COVID-19 virus, of the coronavirus, is a lipid layer. So it's an oily, greasy sort of shell around that thing. And once it gets on surfaces or gets on your hands, then it's just a matter of time before you stick your finger in your eye or in your mouth or in your nose. And washing hands is a really good thing to do. If you look at, so this is just water and some oil, some olive oil, cooking oil. And you could stir this all day long and it wouldn't mix. You can see the particles coming back together. So molecules are kind of one of two things. They're either hydrophilic, they love water, or they're hydrophobic and they don't like water. And oil is hydrophobic, and so the COVID-19 has this lipid layer around it, and that allows it to stick and get into our cells. And if you take just regular old soap, any soap, doesn't have to smell like lavender, doesn't have to have oatmeal in it, doesn't have to have glitter. Do they make glitter soaps? But any soap, just cheap old soap. And if you mix it in there, soap is amphiphilic. So that means one end of a soap molecule loves water and the other end loves oil. And so it can get into the membrane of the COVID-19 virus and allow it to mix with water. It emulsifies it and it kills it. And it makes it so we can just wash it down. You can see it's starting to separate a little bit, but a little more soap, a little more time. That's why those videos are 20 seconds of soap and water. It needs a little bit of time. It needs that rubbing that you do. And unfortunately, Ivy, I'm the hospital doctor this weekend, and that means I'm done wearing these rings for the time being. So it's places where oil can get trapped in there. But and you can see this is dissolving, and this would dissolve with more soap. And so 20 seconds, soap and water. So 20 seconds is Baby Shark. I don't know how many verses of that. But it's also the chorus of "We All Live in a Yellow Submarine" by the Beatles. So if you don't know the Beatles and your kids don't know the Beatles, I don't have an explanation for that. You should. Everybody should know the Beatles. And you can see this needs a little more soap, but soap again is the secret. Soap is it's just simple old cheap soap. Doesn't have to be antibacterial. Doesn't have to be any of that stuff. Whoa! anybody that knows that from the first video, I'm learning how to play wild horses, and I've been practicing. And my stumbling block has been my B minor chord. So that's a bar chord, and it's a tricky one. And so remember, call your elders, cut people some slack. You know, people that are essential workers, truck drivers, grocery store workers, you know, they're afraid too. And we are all in all this together. And, you know, calling elders and keeping them, we're going to Skype. We're going to teach Ivy's grandma and her grandma's husband how to do Skype after this, and we'll be able to talk with them and cut each other some slack. And, you know, we are in this together. B minor chord, Rolling Stones, Wild Horses. Nailed it.